The program is an hour, and I'm taking about 10 minutes apiece, then we're going to deal with questions. We think that's the best way to really get these issues done. You may not know it, but Columbus and the state of Ohio right now is a hotbed of activism in the country. We are now leading the country in citizen initiatives, and most people in Ohio don't realize that we are leading the country. SB 5, 195, and now our new initiative in the redistricting. We are probably the most activist group in this country, or the most activist state in this country right now, on a whole series of interests. And people don't understand that. When you look at this issue of redistricting, Ann and I have been involved with it since 2005, issue 2, 3, 4, and 5. When that came out, I became that person. People don't really understand the significance of it. You know, people get up every morning on the day of an election and assume that they can go down and cast their vote and it's going to make a difference. Some people don't realize it's not going to make a significant difference because of the way the lines are drawn. If you have a particular philosophy and an approach and it's not represented in your member to Congress, then it may not be represented. And that's as a result of a process called gerrymandering, where the politicians go out and find their own voters and stack them together. Now, gerrymandering has a long tradition in the American history. Some said it went back to Thomas Jefferson. When Thomas Jefferson and Madison got angry in a county in which they were running, some people said that they drew the line so that Jefferson would win and Madison would lose. So it goes back a long distance, but it's a negative effect on us, has tremendous effect. When we have the uncontested districts, people don't even come out to vote in uncontested districts. It lacks the responsiveness when the district is constructed in such a way. It lacks responsiveness on the part of the legislative leader because he or she does not have to worry about her constituency because their district is not competitive. It lacks the proper form of government that we need. And what we've seen in Congress recently is gridlock. And this gridlock has occurred because of the extreme positions of some people who have come to Congress and who believe their constituency says they need to stick and not compromise. Democracy is based primarily on compromise, finding a way to get things done. But that's not how we've done it in Ohio. Now, just to give you a sense of that, let's look at the congressional districts. On the last map that was drawn, just on the congressional district, Marjorie Fudge has an 80% index for Democrats included. She's the only African-American elected to Congress from the state of Ohio. An 80% index? You think she needs that to get re-elected? I don't think so. There's a thing called packing and cracking. And what they did was pack all the Democrats into her district so that they don't have a net effect on any other district. Now, in Columbus, the district that we just elected Joyce Beatty for, it was our first African-American to win a primary for a Congress seat. Her district is 64%. You think she needs a 64%? I can go on down the list. If you look at Ryan's district, it's 62. Baker's is 64%. Jordan's is 60. T-Berry is 59. Latta is 58. Smith is 57. Stivers is 56. Gibbs. I can go on and on. And you look at these districts, and the index for Republicans says these districts are stacked in such a way that nobody can win in those districts except what? Republicans. That's the only way they can win. Now, that is the bad part about redistricting. How they rob you and other citizens of their right to have a responsive government to their needs. Now, the district number 3, congressional district number 3, where the Franklin County and the African American community got a congressperson, but that's really the throwaway district when the Republicans put it together. They threw it away. They did not want to affect T-Berry or Stivers, who had close contests. They didn't want to even take a chance anymore. So so they said, we will give you a Democratic district that is going to be for Congress and not affect any of the surrounding Republican districts. They made them ironclad. Now, this is the unfairness of reapportionment, and that's why we are involved with the process. Now, I'll give you a broad perspective. We created a process where we asked people to bring maps in a contest where we paid them. And we found that you can have bad districts that have competitive components, that keep communities of interest together, make them competitive. You can do it, because we had submissions of more than 25, 50 people who submitted maps to us, and the maps that we rated, it was possible. The thing that keeps it from happening is the interest of the various political parties. I was at a meeting the other day with the group of four, which is a group of 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans who are pushing a proposal for redistricting. And one of the things that really bothered me about that meeting is they felt that by being bipartisan, it would be okay. And I kept saying to them, Ohio's history is littered with bipartisan maps that were unfair. So just simply being bipartisan does not make it fair. We have a process that we've come up with. We've gotten our initial signatures. We've submitted our petitions to the Secretary of State and to the Attorney General, and our language is moving forward. We have put an organization together, and Ann's going to give you more details about our process and what we're going to pursue. We are now out raising money to run this campaign. We believe the presidential year is the best year to get it on the ballot and to fundamentally change how the lines are drawn. If you really think about it, there are 3 ways to make politics in America fair. 1, you draw the lines fair. 2, you get the money out. Did you hear what I said? You got to get the money out. But as long as you have the money in there, people outside of us, I mean, if you, Citizens United showed us what? Unbridled power is unlimited. They can spend billions of dollars lying to people. And that's really what they do. I mean, this campaign in itself, Mitt Romney taught me something. Enough money going negatively can change a campaign. Whether it's fair or not, he proved to me that it's possible. Unbridled money is not a good idea in democracy. Unfair lines is not a good idea in democracy. And the final component, I don't think you should be campaigning for 5 years. I mean, why do you have to campaign for 5 years? If we draw the lines fair, we do public financing of it, and we give you 12 to 18 weeks, hey, I think that's good. I don't think we need to spend all this time, energy, and money. The only people who make money out of this process and do anything better is the media. They make tons of money. And they occupy my time. I get tired of flipping. You know, when those commercials come out, I just get tired of flipping because the commercials come through. Democracy is a fragile animal. And I learned this a long time ago. It frightens me sometimes about its fragility. And a man I had a great deal of respect for said something that I will never forget. His name was Lyndon Baines Johnson. He says the vote is the most powerful instrument ever devised by man for breaking down injustice and destroying the terrible laws which imprison men because they are different from another. The vote is the most powerful vote. In that room, one vote at a time, we are all equal. Right now in the system, that's not true. That one vote, unless properly drawn and structured, is not equal. Now, Thomas Mann said something that I'll never forget too, at my closing remark. He said, redistricting is a deeply political process with incumbents actively seeking to minimize the risk to themselves via bipartisan gerrymandering or to gain additional seats for their party.